Hey guys, this is Sage Valentine, and this is my review of NBC Celebrity Apprentice, episodes 11 and 12. So a lot of drama in these two episodes, and a very shocking ending for episode 12, so I'm going to get right into it. Alrighty, so Kenya decided to be the project manager of Team Vortex, and Johnny Damon decided to be the project manager of Team Infinity. They were basically tasked with creating a photobombing campaign where they had to go around New York and take pictures, then take those pictures and incorporate the brand through photobombs in any way possible. They also had to create a slogan, create hashtags to get the general public in on this so that they could create their own photobombs using the King's Hawaiian brand as well. Alrighty. So we're going to start with Team Infinity. Ian, of course, had big ideas. The problem with Ian's big ideas is that they were dated and the team was not feeling them in any way. Not at all. But he did come up with this good idea, to get the group to take this helicopter and go around and take pictures. Then we jump to Team Vortex, where Kenya, of course, with her flair for the dramatic, is at first trying to make amends with Vivica. Then she starts kind of pushing her out of the way. Then she insults her. It's a whole big mess. A complete and utter mess. But Kenya tells us that even if the group wins, she's going to find a way to win by any means necessary. She didn't say those words, but that's how I interpreted it. So, alrighty. Lisa Gibbons on Team Infinity is worried because the group is not really incorporating the King's Hawaiian brand as much as they should in their idea, because they flew over New York, they took pictures of special landmarks, and they incorporated everything. On the side of Team Vortex, Kenya came up with this butts and buns thing that Geraldo didn't like, Vivica wasn't much into, but they decided to play along with it. And somehow, some way, Vivica A. Fox lost her phone. Now, as far as the executives go, they liked Infinity. They felt uncomfortable with Vortex because Kenya literally had Geraldo taking pictures of women walking and their butts and stuff, a baby reaching for a butt, and she was about to put like little icons of the buns on the people's butts, and it wasn't working, and it was kind of inappropriate, and it didn't speak for the brand of King's Hawaiian, because King's Hawaiian is a family brand, and it just didn't speak for that at all. So, alright. Team Infinity won. Team Vortex did not. It wasn't even close. But the biggest shakeup of this episode had to be Vivica versus Kenya. Yes, there were shots fired, words said, and then Kenya comes out of nowhere talking about Vivica being on menopause and brings up this tweet that Vivica supposedly tweeted. And Donald Jr. had to pull out his phone, and it just became this whole thing that was kind of questioning Vivica's integrity, because Vivica was saying, no, she didn't tweet it, and it was there. Well, Donald Trump was about to fire Kenya anyway because of that buns idea, which didn't go over. But he really fired her because now it was suspected that she stole Vivica's phone. Now, did she steal Vivica's phone? We have no proof that she did, but considering all those tweets that Don Jr. kind of looked through and he kind of read to us, she looked mighty, mighty guilty. Very guilty. Plus, she kept smirking in the boardroom, and I didn't understand why she was smirking. I was like, you should just keep your composure and don't smirk through that whole thing. Alrighty, so in episode 12, Anheuser-Busch is the company that they're working with, where they have to make this wonderful jingle. And Brandy's thrilled because Kenya's gone, which, on a side note, does anybody notice that as soon as Kenya left Team Infinity, the dynamic changed, and now as soon as Kenya was fired, the dynamic changed on Team Vortex as well? Well, Donald Trump decided to take Lisa Gibbons and put her on Team Vortex so that she could help them, because they literally had like a losing streak of 4, I think it was. So they had to come up with this jingle, and everything was working well on Team Vortex. They were going well. Everybody had good ideas. Geraldo had this meeting Rita, something Rita, talking to Rita, getting Rita, which everybody was like, here we go with Geraldo and his crazy. So Lisa ended up being the project manager on Vortex, if I didn't say this already, and Brandy was the project manager on Infinity. But on Team Infinity, without Lisa Gibbons, they started to sink. And Ian Ziering had this idea for this slogan, and Johnny Damon had this idea for this slogan, and Brandy liked Johnny's over Ian's, and Ian was upset about that. Ian's jingle kind of sounded like La Cucaracha, basically, and it just wasn't working, and Brandy just got in his face. She was sick of him. She was done. Meanwhile, Team Vortex, Geraldo came up with the cutest little line, something about nice on ice, I think. And Ian is just like all in the way because he's just on Team Infinity, because he just keeps retooling these old jingles and trying to bring them back or something. It's a mess. So we basically get to the presentation, and Team Vortex's presentation is cute, and they're singing, and it's like this whole go-go Limerita type thing, and everybody's dancing, and it's cute. Then we get to Team Infinity, and you can already tell that their jingle is not going over well, because you don't see the same smile as you do from the CEO towards Vortex that you see towards their team. So we get back to the boardroom, and obviously Team Vortex won. Surprised me. I was happy for Vivica, Geraldo, and Lisa. They went off. They were happy. Okay. Well, the gloves came off for Team Infinity because Ian was trying to throw Brandy under the bus, and Brandy was trying to throw Ian under the bus, and then Ian was kind of trying to pull Johnny Damon in under the bus. It was like this whole big mess, and then Ian was like, I didn't feel, too confident about this, which echoed the same sentiment that I remembered hearing Sean Johnson say when it came to the first project that the groups had to do on the first episode. And basically the CEO said that the jingle was too wordy, it really wasn't catchy, and Ian wanted everyone to use his jingle. He was talking about how great his jingle was. Well, Donald Trump was like, okay, let's hear your jingle. It sounded just like La Cucaracha. And then he tried to convince Donald Trump that it didn't sound like La Cucaracha, which made it even crazier. And I said, all right, Ian. I could not stop laughing the whole time I was watching. So to make a long story short, Ian went home, but no. If you thought that was the end of that, because the next thing you know, Johnny Damon went home because Brandy had to choose who she was going to fire, and she kind of chose. Please believe me when I tell you this was the craziest part of the episode, because all of a sudden Ian was kind of attacking Brandy, and then he was blaming Johnny, and then he was talking about how bad Johnny's idea was and how he didn't feel confident, with that jingle. So then he said he had a better jingle, and then Trump was like, well, I want to hear your jingle, and he starts singing that La Cucaracha song, and Donald Trump was like, that's La Cucaracha. He was like, well, no, it's not really. I mean, he spent a good couple minutes trying to convince Donald Trump that that was not La Cucaracha. And basically, he went home. And that should have been the end of the episode, but it was not, because right after him was Johnny Damon, because then it became Johnny Damon versus Brandy Glanville, and Brandy really couldn't say anything bad about Johnny, but Johnny was saying, what, if someone should go, it should be the project manager. Then he got fired, and that should have been the end of the episode as well, but Donald Trump wasn't done, because he fired Brandy in the end. So remember when I always tell you, when you watch these reviews, Donald Trump never forgets anything. He never forgets anything. He always remembers everybody's missteps. If you said something offensive, he'll remember it. He always remembers everything. And this is a testament to what I was saying when 3 people left tonight. So, yeah, I will be watching the Today Show. And I will be watching Wendy Williams to see all 3 of them talking. Actually 4, because Kenya, I guess, will be Kenya will probably be separate from the other 3, but it's going to be good. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to rate this video, comment, and subscribe to my brand of crazy. Share this video with all your friends. Let them know about me and my brand of crazy. As well as don't forget to check my Twitter, sagevalentine, and my Google+, sagevalentine. So until next time, you all take care. I love you all, and my Sleepy Hollow review is coming soon. Bye, guys. Bye.